So, yeah, someone said earlier. First of all, let me thank God for this opportunity. And let me say a big thank you to the leadership of the house. God bless you. Batch A's, we are batch A's. Congratulations on your set for. Congratulations on your set for. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, my name is Femi-Royal, for those of us that don't know me. And I have a short discussion with us today. Basically, I just wanted to tell us that things aren't what they seem. Things aren't always what they seem. When they seem like things are getting better or things are difficult, that's not what it is. It seems like that. But eventually, it gets better. We must recognize that in every adversity, there's a seed of greater benefit. And we also must know that winners, if they quit, then they won't have a choice to lose. Quitters quit and they don't win. I'll tell us a short story. I have a short time here. In the days of gold rush, there was this man, he's an uncle to Ayu Dhabi, and he was going to dig and grow rich. He wanted money so much that he went to look for a gold hole. In his curiosity, he found this smelting horn, and he needed money to extract this thing. So what he did was he went back home. He got money, got machineries, and he went to dig gold from the source. He got gold. And when he got gold, the more he drilled, the more money he got. But the challenge arose when the vein of gold disappeared. That is challenges that comes our way. The vein of gold disappeared, and it was like the end of the world. Hallelujah. Please let's jam our hands together for the state president. State president. Yes, my honor. I have my bosses in the house, so I can talk faster now. Now, as he dug, the vein of gold disappeared. That was where I stopped. That was a big challenge for him. He didn't know what to do, so what he did was he left the ore and he went back home. He sold it to a junk man for a few dollars and he gave up. He quitted, so he lost. Now, this junk man was not that foolish. He was not dumb like the usual junk men. He looked for an engineer, and the engineer looked at evaluated, did some calculations and found out that there were fault lines. So below the fault lines was just 3 feet for them to get a lifetime excavation of gold. So this man gave up 3 feet before he got the real gold that he was expecting, and eventually lost the race. This junk man, eventually leveraged on what was existing and dug 3 feet and got a lifetime gold that made him rich for life. There's one thing or the other that we have been doing that's not really working, but we are giving up, and it's just a step ahead for us to get the entire benefits of a lifetime. And suddenly we diverted into something else, and that's how some of us keep diverting, and we keep diverting, and we eventually lost. Amen.
Amen.
I'll tell us another one, the $1 million story. And there was a pastor, he was evaluating the educational sector of America back then. And he needed to build a school, an educational system that was devoid of the formal means of bureaucracies. So what he did was, he was thinking, how do I get $1 million? Now, he said, I'll preach a message on what I will do to get $1 million. And he wrote to the newspapers, he wrote to different places, and invited people. Please come, I want to tell you what I will do to make $1 million. And he wrote the speech, he gave the speech, so much interesting and flamboyant. And somebody in the auditorium just walked to him after the message and said, sir, you said you will use $1 million. If this is what you use $1 million for, you can come to my office on Monday morning and give you the $1 million. And that was how I got the $1 million. What exactly is the value that you feel if you had money will touch it up? Do you have that value already outlined as purchase now, or you are just thinking about it? There's a lot of lessons for us. I'll tell us one last story, and this story has to do with what we started with. He said things are not always what they seem. For the fact that she is looking different today doesn't mean she will not look another way later. So she's not what she is now, she just seems like it. There were two traveling angels. They were going on a journey. An older and a younger angel. They stopped by at a rich man's house. And when they stopped, they decided to pass the night. So passing the night, this rich man, they disdained them. And instead of giving them a good place in the guest room to sleep, what they did for them was they took them to the cold basement of the building to sleep, to pass the night. And those guys were just trying to lay on the hard floor without mattresses. And the older angel was just looking around and saw a hole in the wall. And he patched it. He did a repair. The younger one asked him, he said, why did you do that? He said, things are not always what they seem. Now they left the house the following morning. They proceeded on their journey. They got back late. They could not finish, so they had to stop by at a poor man's house. This poor man received them wholeheartedly. He took them in, gave them good food. The last food they had, they gave them all. And they left their bed spaces for the angels to sleep. Both the husband and wife slept on the floor. By morning, the angels were welcomed with money from the poor man's house. And why would you mourn when the angels came to visit you? The younger angel asked, he said, you were in the rich man's house, you patched the wall of his house. But here you are in the poor man's place, you made them mourn in the morning. Why did you allow that? He answered him, he said, things are not always what they seem. Why? Because he now started the history. Okay? When I was in the rich man's house, I saw gold in the walls. And this man was very rude and he was greedy. He was not ready to share his wealth with anybody. So I had to close it off so that he would not see it. Then the poor man, what he told him was, the angel of death came and wanted to take his wife in the midnight. So what he gave them was the cow that provided the milk that fed the family. So it was like things are not always what they seem. Things really are not always what they seem. For the fact that today we are finishing NYSC doesn't mean that we will be like this. This is not what we are. We are seeming like this. We are what we are and where we are going to. So things don't always seem or are not always what they seem. I'll close with this. Steve Jobs said something. He said, your time is limited.
Yeah.
So don't waste it.
Yes.
Don't waste it living someone else's life.
Yeah, live yours.
You have to live your own life. And that's if you find out what your own life is all about. He said, don't be trapped by dogma. Don't be trapped by, this is how it's always done. He said, which is living with the result of other people's thinking. You don't judge your life by other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinion drown out your own inner voice. Every one of us have inner voices. And those inner voices suggest something to us every day. So live by that. Most importantly, have a courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow, those guys that are pursuing something, they know what you will become. And that's why everything else is secondary. So things are not always what they seem. They become what you make them to be. Thank you very much.